some kind of a, like get a pose about to get ready to dance. Can you guys see that okay? Yeah, let me see what, I turned that. That better? Okay. So thumbnailing, something like this. Now I know that where I'm going, you gotta know where you're going. Because when you know where you're going, what you are going to deliver at the end, it's like a joke, it's the punchline. It doesn't have to be funny. I mean, it could be a terribly tragic, sad scene of a character crying, but it's the crying face, or it's this leap. Let's say, I know in the end I'm going to be, you can see it over there, okay, great. I know that in the end I'm going to be up. Okay, something like that, right? I know that's where I'm going to go to. And it's what happens in between that's going to make the scene great or really average. Right? Because we can all come up with wonderful, cool, extreme poses, and I could certainly work on this longer and make it better. And I could come up with probably a stronger starting pose as well. But really, what's selling it is what happens in here. How good of a joke can you tell? It's the delivery. Okay, so you know, you go through and you start thinking, okay, well, I'm going to have this character anticipate. So she's gonna maybe come back a little bit. Maybe the head's gotta drop down because, and then you're gonna have some kind of an arc as she's moving forward. And eventually she's going to be leaping forward. Okay. So somewhere in there we have the lift off. Okay. So that's generally like the pattern that I know, okay, all right, I kind of figured it out. This is where I'm gonna make that work. But if you just do that, the scene it'll be forgettable. It'll be adequate. But there's something else is missing in this, even though all the poses seem to work and the arc seems to work, and it's something about the fun of holding back the punchline. It's that I know that I want to get to here, and I've got to earn that. And it's actually in the experience of me thinking this has to be earned will actually make me animate this a little differently. So let's just give it a shot here. If I'm gonna do this girl, then she's gonna start down here a little bit. Eventually, I think she's gonna end up somewhere maybe over here. Okay. And in the back of my head, as I'm drawing, I'm always thinking of this idea of rhythm. The back of the head to the front, to this, to the thigh, to the calf. There's this rhythm that just kind of all the way through it, even though that's a crummy drawing and everything, but I'm just trying to tell you, this is what I'm thinking about as I'm trying to figure out what that pose should be. I want this girl and for me, the eyes are important because it's about what she's thinking. As Ollie Johnston was always saying, don't animate what the character's doing, animate what they're thinking. Let's see, so now I'm wondering, okay, what is better? I've got the hips here. It seems like, should I turn the shoulders even further so that the twist goes this way? You know, like this hip is there like that. And if I turn the torso even further, should it be that way? Or should it be with her arm yeah, I kind of like that better. Okay. So now I'm going to start to move, and I know where I'm going. I know I'm going to go up to some place like that, and now as she starts to put weight on this foot, I don't want her to start bending down until she actually feels the weight of it. Because there's something really important in animation is that you don't deliver something before it's ready. She's putting her weight coming forward, and automatically what I start to notice in this pose is her hips are leaning forward, and as she's looking down, and there is like a power that's beginning to build up. It's a momentum that I can start to feel. It's like there's a battery charger and it's going zzz, starting to build there. I just tell you, this is the kind of stuff I think about when I'm animating. And now I'm asking myself, how far should this leg be bent at this point? If I start to bend it now, is it going to feel believable? I don't want to bend it too much. I want to feel the weight on that ankle, like that ankle should feel like, man, if you don't bend it soon, it's going to break. Like the head is kind of getting lost coming down into that chest, and can't you just feel the tension right here? Like you can feel the muscle starts to take the weight, even though she's really a lightweight ballerina, you want to feel that there's tension there. Now that I've delivered that the weight on that ankle, I feel like I can start to really bend that down more. And now I'm feeling that this whole hip starts to want to turn towards me. So it's beginning to rotate. And as she's, I'm going to start to move a little faster through this just so I can. Something doesn't feel right about that arm. I'm rushing. A bunch of people are looking at me. That's okay. It's only 1/24 of a second. Sometimes I find myself when I'm in a spot like that, and I think, okay, well, as long as I can get out of it, no one knows that I really messed up there. I'll escape unscathed. And then somebody always stops on that frame going, what the heck was that, Glenn? So now I'm thinking maybe I should really just drop this foot so that she's going to get more of a leverage coming off of that. That foot should come down. And now as I'm doing this, I'm beginning to feel like I know what I'm going to want to do is have this girl's head start to lead, and I can feel this power is building up as her head is going to push forward. And now I'm beginning to ask myself, when am I going to reverse? When are we going to get to that from this, you know? But I don't want to throw that in there. I don't want to throw that card down too soon. It's like that's my winning hand, and I've got to hold it back. Now I'm thinking that what I want is this elbow to start coming up, and there's like a little twist on. I never ever use the backlight on these things. The problem is you get a big pile of paper there. Okay, so now I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to reverse very soon, but even now I don't wanna do that quite yet. But I want her to be leading with her chin. It's very kind of a forceful, masculine leap. And what happens in here, I'm faced with a question, okay, now am I just going to just let this keep moving at about the same speed where you can feel, okay, we've made progress from there to there, now it's from here to there. When do we actually start to leap? And what is the part that's really pushing? Is it her chest? That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the chest is the leading edge. And I'm feeling that what I'm going to want to do is use the neck pushing up with the head is the part that's going to be driving this. Okay, now I'm seeing a mistake right here. Suddenly that arm dropped down, and it shouldn't that quickly. Oh, that doesn't feel right. It needs to, even though it wants to come down, should never use erasers that you do with charcoal figure drawings with. But I want to see her face. Okay, so I'm looking back at this. I'm thinking, okay, what's gonna happen here? Around this time, I'm realizing, man, I'm just holding on and watching her do something that I didn't even know she was going to do this. Oh, now I want her to really just throw her head up. Oh. I think you got to hit this celebration. I mean, if it's a joke and you are giving a punchline, I think it's got to happen fast. it's the surprise of this, so it's kind of why I'm trying to just make this change happen quickly here. I'm wondering, how the heck am I going to get these legs to do that when they're but I want to feel this thigh coming through here faster. And I want this arc to follow really deep on this hand coming through. Maybe it should be even further ahead than that. Maybe it should be here by now. Okay, I think the foot's off the ground by now. That arc is happening. Probably now when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking my momentum is stopped. I probably will tear these pages so that they're continue moving a little bit. Oh well. I can't do that right now. Okay. So. This is where we started. And all of the juice of making that happen happens in here. And that's why something about animation, I think, is a mistake to think about how important our poses are. Our poses are like really, really important. But you could have great poses and it just kind of like, yeah, but it looks like somebody just animated from a pose to a pose. But if you don't really get some kind of, yeah, see if I can flip this thing. If you don't get let me see if there's a better way to do this. Okay, so she's coming forward. The fun of hearing a joke is in the getting there. And the pose is incredibly important, but it's in between. That's what keeps you coming back and animating, because it's so real and you can feel all the weight and power in there. It's just so awesome. I love animation. So, you can see her coming forward, and she's driving into it, and it goes from power, built up energy, to just liberation and freedom. It's a really cool thing. Anybody want a dancer in their film, you can go ahead and use this.
Any other questions?
Yeah, maybe I've got a ton more we can talk about, and I'm not in a big rush, but maybe you guys do have some questions around now. Hey, Jeff.